Yesterday was the first time in my life that I actually dreamed about my goals and ambitions. And I think this reflects a mindset shift, or perhaps the amount of effort and dedication that I'm putting toward this goal, or perhaps it represents the level of commitment that I have to achieving this goal. So the dream was basically me selling my company, selling my app. I'm building a software company, I would say, and me selling my app to another software company, and then driving a sports car. And this is something very exciting for me personally because I think it reflects, as I've said, the level of commitment that I have with this goal. And I don't know if everybody dreams, but some people don't dream, I think. I've heard that. But during our REM sleep, like your sleep have multiple phases. One of them is called rapid eye movement sleep, which is REM sleep, is when you dream and you have those visions. I used to dream, and that's like normal. You dream about what you think about. That's like the rule. I used to dream with like parties, women, Fortnite, doing random stuff, random shit with my friends. I used to dream about those things, and that changed. It took a lot of time to change. So recently, I was going to more parties, and I was partying very often with my friends. And every time that I partied, I noticed that my dreams in the following days were all about women, about lust, about things that do not help you develop and grow, things that are correlated to instant gratification. You understand me? And having a dream about my ambitions was something meaningful to me because it was the first time that I actually saw, I actually noticed I had like real evidence that my mind's shifting, my focus is shifting toward the right things. Because we hear very often people saying that you gotta fix your mindset, you gotta fix your unconscious mind, you gotta program your subconscious mind for success or whatever. But I've personally, I've never found a way to quantify the amount of change the amount of progress that I've made in this realm. Like, how can I measure? I was always asking, how can I measure if my subconscious mind is evolving, or if I'm programming my mindset correctly? I had never, I had never had, I never had an answer for that. And I think I finally came with something that's quite concrete. And the thing is to watch your dreams, because your dreaming is something entirely subconscious. We can argue because of we have lucid dreaming, but usually we are just dreaming. We are subconsciously creating images in our brain. So I think that we can. I think it's possible to visualize, work with affirmations, visualization, whatever you do to fix your mindset for a long enough period of time to a point that you dream with your actual dreams and goals. That's possible. It happened to me like yesterday. So that's why I decided to record this video. And I think that's like a sign that we're going into the right direction. So I think that's all that I have to say, honestly. Just that I found this way to measure my mindset shifts, and if I do something wrong, perhaps I have a random dream, or dream something lustful, something that I shouldn't be putting my attention into. So dreams are excellent signs of what you're doing. And one thing that I've found very interesting about this dream that I want to share with you guys is that the dream in the dream, as I've said, I sold an app to a software company. But the funny thing is that I actually sold my app, the app that I'm building now. Because there's one thing like to see the papers and say, okay, in the dream, like have that vision of selling a company. But I had the vision of me selling my app, the one that I'm currently building. And perhaps that's nothing. Perhaps that's a sign that I'm building something great, something that actually can help people, help mankind evolve. So I took it as a sign to continue pursuing my software company. And just for information, that's not relevant for the sake of this video, but I'm sure that I'm gonna make videos about that later. My app basically helps people focus, and I have plenty of apps doing that, but what my app does that no other app does is that it basically combines habit tracking with app blocking. So you guys probably know of Opal, that app that blocks other apps during your work session. So imagine like an app that block apps to complete your tasks, your daily habits. The app's called Habits with two S's. So if you want to check it out, it's on the App Store. And basically it's an habit tracker combined with an app blocker, and I found that amazing. I use it myself and it's very cool. And having this dream about me selling this app made me believe that I'm working on something great and I should continue pursuing this. And it shows that my mindset is in place, on lock, whatever you want to call it. And perhaps that's because of the visualizations, yes. Perhaps it's because of affirmations, yeah. Perhaps it's because of the type of content that I interact with and the content that I read. Of course, those factors play a big role in what I dream. But I also that's something that I'm coming up with now. Like I'm thinking as I speak. Maybe I had this dream about this app because I'm working on this app like 6 hours a day. And that like 6 hours a day is not much, but when you dedicate to one project 6 hours a day for like a lot of time, I'm like, no, actually more than 6 hours a day. I'm working like 10 hours a day. And perhaps that's why my brain is so like focused on this thing. Perhaps that's why I had this dream, because I'm working like for a lot of time on a single thing. Perhaps there's nothing to do with visualizations, affirmations, none of the shit, just the work that I'm doing. So that's it for this video. I just want to share that I found that new way. I don't know if that's something new, but a way to see if you're making progress in the realm of your mindset and your perception of yourself, your subconscious mind, whatever you want to call it. So that was the video, and I'm probably going to record more videos, and they're all going to be related to self-improvement, focus, working toward a better life, pursuing a goal. And that's it. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, tell me. If the video was trash, please tell me too. I want to improve my content, improve my articulation. As I think I've said in this video, I'm from Brazil, so I actually need to improve my English speaking skills. That's one of the reasons why I'm recording those videos. So if I made some pronunciation mistake, I think that was it's pronunciation, pronunciation, I guess. If I made some kind of mistake, please tell me. If you wanna see some kind of content here, please tell me. And that was it for this video. Bye bye.